Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. When it comes to Season 2 of Black Ops 6 and Warzone, we've seen maybe more early confirmations for what to expect with this season than any other update that we've seen for Call of Duty, meaning when it comes to patch note expectations, essentially, we already have a great list of confirmed updates for the Season 2 update itself, the 1.67 title update. And so today, I basically wanted to compile all of the confirmations that we have for the Season 2 patch notes and take a look at all of the early changes that we can now expect. Because like I said, between the Trellos, where we usually get a lot of the information here, we've got some solid confirmations already, but then also Call of Duty's community update detailed even more than we usually see with some of these major updates here. So diving right in, I will sort of timestamp this between the Black Ops 6 multiplayer and zombies changes that have already been confirmed, then also the Warzone ones as well, if you're looking to skip to any specific details there. But like I said, this community blog from Call of Duty ended up telling us a lot about what to expect with the Season 2 update and really gave us a nice little insight into some early patch notes here as well. So of course, if you're an active viewer here on the channel, you'll definitely be familiar with some of these talking points already since we've covered them previously, but as a culmination of all the early patch notes, of course, there's going to be some overlap here. So we will see a couple of global updates, which is great. So this is going to apply to multiplayer and zombies, they specifically mentioned, but it also should apply to Warzone as well here. Challenge tracker, up to 10 manually tracked challenges or 10 nearest completion challenges. That quality of life feature that we had back in Modern Warfare 3 is now going to be returning here in Black Ops 6 and Warzone. So that's fantastic. That makes it a lot easier to check your progress on your camos or specific challenges in game. There's going to be separate HUD presets for multiplayer and zombies. Nothing for Warzone as of now. Hopefully that is something that fully gets integrated at some point in the future. But if you want to have your mini map and your HUD in one position for multiplayer, then change it for zombies or whatever, maybe immerse yourself a little bit more, whatever the case is, you'll be able to do that. Also, they are reducing collision with teammates to improve maneuverability around tight spaces and doorways with nearby teammates. That's a huge W for me. Constantly, I am bumping into my squad mates all the time, and it's like, man, will you guys get out of the way? So it's nice to see that that's getting updated too. We then get into the mode-specific updates that we've already had confirmed here. So we jump in between this actual blog from Call of Duty, then also the Trello as well. But we get a lot from multiplayer, ranked, and zombies here. So within multiplayer, quality of life, gameplay updates, things of that nature, there will be a full weapon balance pass. They have not detailed the specifics on that. That's information we're going to need to wait for the full patch notes to drop to see what exactly is being updated in multiplayer there. There will be bullet penetration updates though, so you're not going to be able to shoot through things as easily, presumably. They are further reducing weapon motion when jumping, sliding, and diving if you have dexterity equipped, so that just brings more value to dexterity essentially. They're improving player visibility and kill confirmed by reducing the height of the dog tags, so those won't necessarily block enemies anymore. They're simplifying and expanding requirements for several different prestige calling cards and challenges there. Then later on in Season 2, they are going to add an icon over an enemy's head if they have war cry active, so you'll know that they're going to have some extra health in that situation. They're also making some general playlist updates. They're expanding the number of featured playlist slots, so there'll be more to choose from on that initial main menu. They're bringing gunfight back to the featured playlist. Stakeout 24/7 is always going to be there in some capacity, and there's going to be a small map mosh pit shortly after the launch of Season 2 if you just want to play those chaotic maps. There's also some general high profile bug fixes. That's what they're calling these, right? So Gearhead will now properly increase the charge rate of field upgrades. Free for all is going to accurately track the top 3 in the game, and so you're going to get credit by being in the winner's circle. That's been a big problem so far. Ninja will no longer be able to reset between respawns around transitions in modes like search and destroy. There's also fixes and tuning updates for a large number of calling card challenges. Of course, within ranked play, a big thing here is that they are giving us the option to disable crossplay for ranked play. So if you are on console only and you want to disable crossplay, you're going to be able to for just ranked after Season 2 drops. So that's going to be a big update there. Very cool stuff. Then for zombies here, not nearly as much previewed, but still some stuff here and there. Players will be jumping into the tomb, obviously, as a content thing, but we do have a couple of quality of life updates here. Co-op pause. So if you're in the same party with everyone in the game, aka so long as you're not random filling a zombies match for a team, you're going to be able to pause now. The host can pause the game for everyone, so that's cool. Also, if you get kicked for being AFK, you'll be able to respawn and get your loadout essence and salvage restored when you join back. So that's awesome there. The Trello though has even more additional things to look out for. So the Black Ops 6 multiplayer and zombies Trello here does have a couple of other fixes scheduled, a few other things they're investigating. For what it's worth, a lot of these things that they are investigating have been on the Trello for some time, so it's certainly possible that we see several of these included in the update patch notes, like some of these calling cards being displayed on your showcase. That might be updated. Some non-melee weapons showing up in your melee slot being a bug. That might be fully fixed here. Care packages being claimed faster by teammates than by the owner. That has a chance to be fixed as well alongside these other investigated cards. But the main ones we're focused on, of course, are these fixes scheduled. The free-for-all scoreboard may not be accurately calculated. That was just mentioned in that blog post, of course. In Search and Destroy, players can receive 0 match bonus if you don't deal damage in the final round. Pretty significant bug there, where essentially the entire match, the bonus XP you get gets negated if you get taken out super quick in the final round, right? Then in zombies, there's an issue where vermin can attack twice. They've already confirmed this one for the season 2 update. This was supposed to be fixed back at the start of January. The bug did not get fixed though. In the patch notes that said they did change it, it did not get changed. So that's now confirmed for season 2. Then also in Terminus, the SAM trial machine in the mining tunnel currently cannot be activated. That'll be fixed as well. So a couple of extra additional guaranteed fixes and some early looks at some of those season 2 patch notes. Now let's jump back and focus on the Warzone changes and updates. So as we focus on some of these early looks at the Warzone updates and changes, if you guys are new to the channel, quick reminder, every single day, this is the place to be to stay up to date with all things going on in COD, whether it is news, updates, patch notes, meta breakdowns, it's all right here. So feel free to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date. We are getting closer and closer to 1 million subscribers. And if you enjoyed this video, a like rating is always seriously appreciated as well. It really does help the channel grow. So much love to everyone who takes the time to do that. Anyway, much like multiplayer and zombies here within the community blog, we get some actual detailed previews for some of these season 2 patch notes. So with weapons, they're actually doing a lot here, which I'm very excited about. Reload speeds are going to be faster for all weapons in the game, depending on the weapon class. It'll be anywhere from 5% to 20%. Could be pretty significant there. They're reducing penalties when sprint to fire jumping, and then also increase jump ADS speed. So jumping is going to be more favorable in gunfights now, essentially. They're adjusting the bullet penetration across most materials, so walls are going to be thicker. You won't be able to spray through walls as much anymore. Weapon swap speeds are going to be increased by 10%, which basically replicates the effect of having the quick grip gloves from Modern Warfare. They're also removing the burst and semi-auto rifles and low rarity pistols from the ground loot, so the ground loot's just going to be better across the board now. So all solid quality of life updates there. With movement, they are increasing the jump speed and successive jump height with one unmodified successive jump. Kind of sounds like they're bringing back bunny hopping from like MW 2019. Hopefully it ends up being a smooth update, because that could be really fun and really cool to see implemented. They increase the speed of the parachute cut animation, making cutting a parachute and readying your weapon significantly faster, increasing the player velocity when landing from a cut parachute. So parachuting is just going to be smoother in general as well. They're also making some audio changes, reducing the reverb effects to improve directionality of movement audio. So footsteps, ascenders, and parachute audio should be more accurate with season 2. Perks are also getting several updates here. Combat Scout pings are replaced with an outline that's not visible through walls. They're adding new default perks, dexterity, and then also the quick grip glove effect there is going to be there too. Mountaineer returns as a perk in slot 1, replacing dexterity, and also it has more fall damage reduction, so that's going to be huge as well. Veteran now significantly reduces the damage ticks of gas grenades as well. With equipment and kill streaks, munition satchels now provide 1 additional item instead of 2. Max deployed tacticals and lethals reduced to 2 each, down from 3. Gas grenade radius, duration, and movement penalties reduced to bring in line with the vision of zoning tactical and less of a lethal crutch. Spy cameras outlines no longer render through walls. Advanced UAVs show elevation arrows, so some really cool quality of life updates there too. Then a couple of miscellaneous updates. The body shield functionality is going to be limited, so no players no longer automatically release if they're in free fall. You no longer get an outline of an enemy's teammates through walls when you are interrogating somebody. Then also they removed the manual release of players. You have to finish them off with an execution. The flares that fire out of buy stations can be pinged. That's super cool. Then the match stat tracker font has been adjusted as well. So a lot of quality of life and other gameplay updates that'll be included in the patch notes previewed here. And again, the Trello shows us a few other additional fixes and changes coming as well. So we certainly don't have as many fixes scheduled here on the Warzone Trello as compared to the multiplayer one, but we do still have a couple. And then again, same premise applies. Anything that's being investigated here has a fair chance of being fixed in season 2. It's just not a confirmation as of now, right? But in some of the global issues here, really the only fix scheduled that we have is for an issue where reviving or self-reviving with the survivor perk equipped causes you to remain stuck in an unrevivable state. Pretty game-breaking bug. It's been a game-breaking bug for some time. Nice to see that that's fully getting fixed here shortly. Then also in ranked play, the body shield was disabled for the past couple of weeks, ever since December 11th, really. So that'll be updated and fixed here, assuming that all those changes with the body shield and the functionality there that we just talked about actually go into effect correctly, right? So a couple of fixes scheduled there, but overall a lot of things they're investigating that we're just gonna have to wait and see what's going on with a lot of these. Hopefully we see a lot of what's being investigated though fixed with season 2. Time will tell there. Of course, once the full patch notes are out, you guys know I'm gonna be covering them right as they surface, so stay tuned for that alongside everything else going on in COD by hitting that subscribe button so you can always stay in the know. And if you enjoyed this video, a like on your way out would be really appreciated. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.